And I'm Kylie.
And
And
we're talking about the state insurance exchange. So the states across the country, they receive grants to establish a new marketplace or like a state partnership. In the partnership, the marketplace allows states to make key decisions and tailor their marketplaces to local needs and market conditions. The federal government is operating marketplace in those states that did not establish their own.
yeah. All right. And so there's 4 different types of insurance marketplace. There's the state marketplaces, and so those are the states that are running it just by themselves. And there aren't very many of them. There's only like the ones that are the medium blue, like Washington and Idaho, and then California and Colorado, and then a few others. And so basically, their whole marketplace is completely for the state. There's no the federal government helps fund it, but other than that, they don't really have a say in it. And then there's the state partnership marketplaces, and these are the ones that the states run the in-person thing. So like if you wanted some help in person, they would do that, but it's through the healthcare.gov website. And then there's the federally supported state-based marketplaces. And so the state is responsible, sorry. So the state is responsible for making it, but it's using like basically the same website. It's just the state comes up with the different plans in it, if that makes sense. And then the federally facilitated one, is the most popular. It's the lightest blue, and a good portion of the states use it. And so that's just the federal government finds the plans to put on the website as well as runs the website. And I believe even hires the people that, like, in state, if you wanted help with it, would help you.
So there's different types of plans. They have the catastrophic, which pays for 100% after a high deductible. The bronze, which pays for 60% after a deductible. Silver pays for 70%. Gold pays for 80%. And platinum pays for 90% after deductibles.
So with these, the main idea between the different types of plans is that way if you know, oh, I'm going to be going to the hospital a lot, I've had lots of health problems, it's going to be good for me to be able to have more of it covered, and you can afford it, then you do like the platinum plan. But with like the catastrophic plan, those are for people who are only, it's 30 years or younger, and you have to have fairly good health. And so basically, the whole idea of it is it pays like for 3 different office visits during the year. But other than that, until you meet your deductible, you're paying for 100% of it. And then after you meet that high deductible, which is usually in the 6,000s, then then the health insurance plan pays for 100% of it. And so some terms to know, which I think most everybody knows, but it's just good to have a review when we're discussing it, is the deductible is the amount that you have to pay before the insurance will start paying for your care. And then there's copay, which is the amount that must be paid when a service or a prescription is paid. So like when you go to the prescription and it's $10 for your copay, that's what that is. And the premium is a dollar amount that must be paid each month for insurance. And that's both before and after meeting the deductible. And the out-of-pocket maximum is the maximum amount that you'll pay before the insurance will cover amount. That's something new with the Affordable Care Act, where they implemented it. Oh, they won't have to pay more than $7,000 or however much your plan says before the insurance will cover all of it.
And the situation we were presented with is you are a 27-year-old and single. You can no longer be covered under your parents' insurance. You do not qualify for Medicaid. You enjoy hobbies such as rock climbing, cliff diving, and motocross. Hence, you feel that you need health insurance coverage. You have heard that your state has an insurance exchange that may make it possible for you to purchase affordable health insurance. You are very interested but very uneducated about the exchange. And just below here is just a chart. Off to the left, it's showing the yearly income, and then the tax credit per month that you would receive is off to the left.
Yep. I thought it was just interesting because, so at the $15,000 a year, in the states that expanded Medicaid, you would qualify for Medicaid. But in the states that haven't, you still don't. And that's why the credit is so much more. And then it just was interesting to see then at $35,000, which is an amount that I thought that we thought was reasonable for what, like at the low end, we would be making when we graduate, hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully it'll be more, but you never know. So for if she makes $15,000 a year, I was trying to put myself in her position of being 27 and making $15,000 a year, which hopefully after going to college we will make more. But the idea behind it, why we chose this plan was because of how low the monthly premium is. If she's making $15,000 a year, that's only like $1,200 a month. And so if she's paying for her own rent and all like utilities and all that kind of stuff, she's going to need it to be as low as possible. So we picked the $35 a month with only a $500 deductible because of all the different hobbies she had. A lot of them were ones that can have high incidences of having problems with like injury. So that's why we chose the $500 deductible. And then we chose the gold plan for the fact that it covers 80% after meeting the deductible. And then another reason we chose it is because of the emergency room co-payments. Most of them were $350, and so this one had a lower one of only $250.
So then we went with this scenario that if she made $25,000 per year, we wanted to see that. So the monthly premium is a lot more. It's $200, and then her deductible stayed the same at $500. So her out-of-pocket is less in this scenario, which would make sense because she's making more there. And so the out-of-pocket maximum is $4,000. So then we have a different plan presented off to the right, and that's if the monthly premium was $240. The deductible stayed the same, and then her out-of-pocket was $1,500.
Yeah. So, if she's making $25,000 a year, she's doing a little bit better, and it'd be easier for her to pay more. So that's why we chose these plans, which are nicer than the one for when she was making $15,000 a year. And we so depending on how prone this person is to injury is why we did the two different ones. So if so with the first plan, it's a gold plan. And so after meeting the deductible, she'd be paying 80%. But if she's getting hurt a lot, it might be worth her money to pay the extra $40 a month and have the platinum plan where it'll pay 90% after that deductible. And something we should mention is that these plans are actual plans on the marketplace for Utah. We chose Utah because that's where we're from, so that's how it works for us.
Exactly.
And so we chose plans in Utah because we're both in Utah, so it made sense to look at the Utah ones, but it would be different for each one. And so another thing we should mention is the plans, no matter her income level, the plans offered were the same. It's just the premium tax credits that go towards the different plans are different, is the main difference of what you pay, and then like what you can afford, obviously, with your income. So if she made $35,000 a year, we chose those same plans for these ones because they are pretty good plans. It's just with making the $35,000 a year, she's not getting any tax credit. She's not getting any help with the premiums. And at $35,000, hopefully she'll be able to afford this. Yeah.
So some difficulties that can be presented is if you miss open enrollment, which is November 1st, 2015 to January 31st, 2015.
That's supposed to be 2016.
2016.
So if you guys still need to enroll, there's a few more days.
Exactly. You cannot enroll until the next open enrollment unless you qualify for like a special enrollment period, such as like getting married, having a baby, or even if you lose of their coverage. So some advice we thought for that would be pay attention to when open enrollment is and get an early start in case you have some problems or there's technical issues you run into. Another difficulty we saw was if you can't afford insurance even with tax credit or do not qualify for tax credit. So the advice would be just to look into your employer's insurance plan. Most full-time employees offer insurance and pay for part of the premium. You can also appeal the marketplace decision.
Yeah. So from what we read on the website, it sounded like appealing the marketplace decision was a real shot in the dark that they would change their mind. But if you have a special circumstance, they might be able to make an exception for having you qualify. And something I know it would really suck to have to choose a job based on it providing insurance, but it's something to really consider because if you're not able to afford the insurance with the tax credit with the job you currently have, then it might be time to look for a different job. My opinion, but take it or leave it, And so some of the successes is, back in 2014, I was working two part-time jobs, and my husband was working a job that didn't have health insurance that qualified. It wasn't considered adequate. And so we signed up through the marketplace. And I don't know if it was just because it was that first year, and I don't know if you guys remember, there was a lot of technical issues with that website because apparently they didn't plan for millions and millions of people to actually get on the website all at once. So it took probably 2 weeks to be able to finish the application just because there was so many technical issues of me not being able to fill in stuff or losing my application or just all kinds of craziness. And from doing it this time, just going through it, the website worked a whole lot easier. the way the website worked, it was easier to use. And then there were a lot more choices. When I signed up, I can't say for sure because I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty sure there was only like 10 choices. And there was probably well over 20 choices this when we went through it. So that's a major success for that. The website works a lot better and it's nicer to use. So, and then the other success of it is over half of uninsured Americans will be able to get some sort of tax credit or some sort of assistance with getting insurance through the marketplace, which will help them afford health insurance.
So as we're all going to school, and I'm sure most of our degree is in healthcare administration, this is just how knowing this knowledge will apply. So as healthcare executives, we need to have a deep understanding of healthcare policy and law, as well as current and upcoming issues that require administrators to stay ahead of the curve. There is specific jobs in insurance that you can apply for if anyone's interested. And one of that is being a health insurance specialist. And they need to work, being a health insurance specialist, they work with medical records, coding and billing, as well as the insurance companies to ensure plans benefits are being applied properly. They may also work with insurance company to develop new plans. So if that's anything anyone's interested in, this information is going to really help you apply that to a future career.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also as like doing my internship in a chiropractor's office, a lot of people don't understand the insurance they have. So having a good understanding of insurance and then how they can get insurance, how they can get better insurance is just going to be beneficial overall to being able to help out patients.
Right. I mean, not even a professional sense, but being able to help those people, who aren't informed as well when it comes to insurance, like you mentioned, certain patients that come in.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
All right.
that's it.